Well, I was working on my bed at the shop and I received a very awesome emergency call for a huge company that we'll get into in just a second. But I left the shop and I'm hauling butt to my house to go get a change of clothes and pack some other stuff. And then we're going to hit the freaking road because we got to go out of town. If you guys notice, I look quite a bit different. I look like a baby. I feel like a baby. Got that freaking double chin, yo. Alright, just showed up to the gas station. Got to fill this thing up super quick and take my money. There you go. Sorry, I can't show you guys this part. Yes. I don't think we'll fit through a car wash. Okay. Go ahead and check my fluids as well. Low, probably needs about a half quart. Bother checking the transmission fluid because this thing's on its way out anyways. 1540 in my back seat. Probably just about a little over half quart in here. Freaking funnel, it's hard to get out of there. The 1 quart in there. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw this whole entire quart in here. After adding the half quart, it's a little bit low, but it's not gonna hurt anything. Cut off at $160. That is exactly 34 gallons. I think this is a 35-gallon tank, so we're pretty much on E. Let her get our little last dribbles out of there. Quick walk around, make sure that there's nothing that's gonna fly out of the bed. This is attached. All my bins are shut. I think we're looking pretty fantastic, you guys. Good. All right, I am officially on the road. We are about halfway there. My GPS says we have about an hour and 14 minutes left till we're at the yard. All right, went ahead and pulled over. I'm gonna change into some more comfortable shoes. Magic, just like that, changed my shoes. Also got me a bubbly water to sip on while I'm on the road. This freaking thing, dude, it's so frustrating. It does this all the time. Try it slow. Try it really freaking hard, no matter what I do. Oh, that's a nice Jeep. Pretty cool Cherokee. Okay, come on. Who let all the horses out? Keep it going, keep it going. Move along. My turn. Got a little grade coming up. Got this thing pedal to the metal. See if we can make it up. Of this truck, man. This thing's old as dirt, but it's freaking awesome. No def, freaking simple as can be. Might as well be a 12 valve Cummins, you know, just straight to the point. It ain't no 1,000 horsepower rig, but she gets the job done. I need to have my wife start looking for hotels for me, see if she can find me a nice like Hilton Inn or something with some complimentary waffles in the morning. Yes sir. All right, well, we made it to the yard. It's about to be bumpy. We got these Shaker 9000s we're going over. All right. I don't see any of the crew here yet, unless they're already out and about, but all the trucks are here. Yeah, literally all of the trucks are in the yard. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and swap my Hey Dudes for my boots and then go take a piss and then go see what's going on inside the office. All right, I went ahead and gave the foreman a call and they already had something for me to do, so that's awesome, better than sitting around. First thing they have for me to do is to reinstall this driveline. So the driveline is not currently on the axle, it's tied up to the frame. They disconnected the driveline from the rear end for transport. So basically I just need to drop the driveline back down and re-bolt it into the rear end. So pretty easy. The hardware in this bag right here. All right, I'm gonna go into there with these tools here. We have my side cutters, some 10 mil 12-point sockets, a ratchet, and all the hardware. All right, so we're gonna have to cut those 2 zip ties right there. And it looks like they put a rubber glove over the U-joint, which is actually really smart. Usually I just use electrical tape, but I might start doing that instead. So I went to put the truck in neutral so I could rotate the driveline, and I could not get it into neutral, nothing turned on. So as you can see here, we do not have any power at this battery or the other one. I'm pretty sure this truck probably sat in the yard for a hot minute, so they're likely gonna want me to put new batteries in this once I let them know that. Just got off the phone with the foreman. He said go ahead and replace these batteries, so I'm gonna go ahead and rip these things out and then come back with some freshies and get that driveline back in. All right, got these batteries ripped out of the truck. Let's go get some new ones. All right, we're back at the freshies, the Super Start Specials. Let's get them in there. All right, got both the batteries in. We're gonna go ahead and spray some of the good stuff on the terminals here. Other side. Just forgot to put this back on. This is a little cover that goes over the... Hopefully I can get it on. There we go. Now we should be able to turn the key on and get this thing in neutral so I can rotate the drive shaft, so it lines up with the yoke on the rear end. Sweet. Right, so as you can see, they marked the yoke on the rear end, and they also marked the drive line. So we need to make sure to put it back in that same orientation. Another thing to do that's really good practice is to clean this surface before you put the U-joint in there, because you could bolt it up, and if there's dirt in there, it'll work its way loose, because once that dirt kind of falls out over time from vibration, the bolts will no longer be tight. Driveline's installed, all torqued and in the right orientation. Job down. Let's see what else we can get to do today. All right, so they have still not had any work for me to do other than the driveline and the batteries on this truck here. So I did a couple things to my truck because I was twiddling my thumbs and got bored out of my mind. So I'm gonna show you what I did. Light up there, it's been on there for a hot minute, but it was never wired in. So I went ahead and wired that in to the same switch that turns this light on. Other little something that I did, I started installing lights in my bins. So we got a pressure switch right here. When it gets pushed in, it shuts the light off, which is super cool. I had these lights already, so I literally just bolted it to the bottom of this and then wired it in. So pretty cool. I was told that I am free to go get a hotel if I'd like. It's like 6:45, 6:50 p.m. They said that they end their shift at 10:30 p.m. So if they need anything, they'll just call me. So I'll probably go find a hotel and I'll stay dressed. Just probably watch some TV or something with my phone next to me. I should probably get some food too. So maybe I'll go ahead and do that. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get checked in at a hotel. I'm on my way to a La Quinta Inn. So I'm really, really hoping that it's not in a bad area and with a well-lit parking lot, because I don't want my truck getting broken into. But I did clean out my cab before I came out here. Some Harleys just flew past me. I cleaned out my truck really well, and basically I'm just gonna take my backpack in that has all of my scanners and diagnostic equipment inside of it, so should be pretty safe regardless. All right, so far this looks pretty freaking sweet to me. I think we should be fine in this area. Leave this hog right here while we go seeing if they have any rooms available. I'm freaking lucky, you guys. They had one bedroom left, so I got a bedroom with 2 queen beds, so that'll be me and nobody, because I didn't bring anybody with me. So lonely. See, we got the belt cart with us because I have quite a few bags I need to take in. All my personal stuff right here. thank you to my lovely wife for packing my stuff. My bag with my diagnostics equipment, so we're gonna go ahead and put my meta glasses in there as well, if I can get them to fit. Come on now. Come on. It was being tricky. Okay, there's that. Honest, I should probably bring both of these in too, because this is like $500 worth of sensors right there. Oh, come on. I forgot this door lock stopped working. Gotta unlock it from the inside. Take my scanner in. And everything else is just close. I'm room number 136. I'm currently at 126, so I think I need to go further down. 30. Whoa, running into the wall over here. Pay attention. Ha, found you. What am I doing wrong? There we go. Hi, honey, I'm home. I wish that there was a door prop on this because it's kind of hard to push the bell card in here whenever you're having to hold the door at the same time. Trying to figure out where the heck the light switches are. It's not a light switch. How? There we go. This one. Turn this lamp on over here too. I ain't a fan of the dark, especially when I'm by myself. Very nice, very plush. I like it. Okay, so I have to make a hard decision. I have parking outside of these windows right there, but this is on the back side of the hotel, and it is a little bit on the darker side. Or I could park my truck where it is right now, obviously not in the unloading zone, but in the parking stalls kind of next to it. Super bright, and I feel like there's constantly people in and out of a hotel in the front, so I'd be a little bit safer up there in my opinion. But at the same time, right here, I might have a chance of hearing somebody breaking into the truck. So I don't really know what to do, but I don't know. One thing I didn't think about is I brought in all my diagnostics equipment whenever I plan on going back out and getting dinner, and I need all that stuff with me wherever I'm at, because I could be at dinner and they could call me and I'd have to leave and go work on their stuff. So I brought all that in for no reason. I realized how dirty I was. Check that out. Freaking Cool Hand Luke's, baby. Looks like there's a crap ton of people here. I hope that it's not a super long wait. I didn't really think about the fact that today is Friday. And Friday night means everyone's going out to eat. I'm gonna park and get out. I'm just gonna call in and ask them what the wait time is, because wait time is not good. All right, well, my belly's all full. You guys saw my delicious steak and potato. Steak was kind of dry, not gonna lie, but it was still good. So I'm gonna go back to the hotel and I guess just kick it until 10:30, because that's when the crew shuts down and that's when I'm technically off call. So then I'll wake up at probably 5:30 a.m. and show up at the yard, be back on call. So let's go to the hotel. Just got back to the hotel. I decided to park right next to my room. So that window with the light on right there, that's my room. The thing that was a bit of an issue is that my passenger side brake lights or tail lights are stuck on, even with the light switch turned off. So my lights were just beaming right into this room, and I don't know if there's anybody in there. So I decided just to get my jacket and shove it in between my welder and my top of my bed to cover those lights up. Now it's all nice and not super bright right in the room. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and grab my bag and my scanner and double check all my door locks and all that, make sure everything's locked up. So I feel a little bit more comfortable with the truck being like right outside my room. All right, truck is completely locked up. I don't know if there's an entrance in from the back side of the hotel. I'm hoping so, because I don't want to have to walk all the way around the building. It's pretty big. My backpack and my scanner. It's really cold. It's supposed to get down to 32 degrees here tonight, which is pretty cold for California, especially the Central Valley. where I'm at. Definitely feel pretty comfortable with the truck being right there. Normally I wouldn't be so paranoid, but my truck got broken into probably 2 weeks ago now, and they took my plasma cutter and my Snap-on scanner out of my truck, hence why I have a Harbor Freight scanner now. So altogether, those two items, probably about $5,000 worth of tools, which is pretty unfortunate. I mean, I do plan for these kind of things, and I did not have a tool insurance policy, but oh well. Well, it's officially 10:45. I should be good to get some shut-eye and make sure to set an alarm for 5:30 a.m. so that way I can be up in time to get to the yard by 6, because that's when the crew starts work. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good morning, y'all. It is time to get dressed and hit the road after I get some complimentary breakfast. Well, this is how you can tell that I'm not quite awake yet. I went to pick up my scanner. I'd forgotten that I pulled that charging cord out of this last night for my phone, and dumped everything on the floor. On the bright side, that did help me to remember that I never grabbed my charging cord. So that's good that I dumped that stuff out to remember this. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get all the bags and my equipment in the truck. Then we're gonna come back in and grab some breakfast. Well, it doesn't appear that anybody got into my truck. Doesn't look like any of the latches were messed with, so that's good. Happy to see that. It's very cold out here. As you can see, the entire windshield is covered in ice. Probably gonna pull my truck up to the front of the hotel and just leave it running while I'm getting breakfast, because I do not want to drive my truck when it's cold. I'd like it to warm up. I should probably put remote start on my 4th gen, the 5500. For situations like that, it'd be really handy. I could just start it from the hotel window and let it run for a while, you know? Oh, one thing about this truck is the ignition's kind of worn out, or the key. So I can pull the key out of the ignition, leave it running, and lock all the doors, and then unlock the door when I'm ready to come back out. So it works, I guess. Into the yard, so I'm gonna have to hop out, which I really don't want to. It's freaking cold. It's like 31 degrees outside. And go talk to the jefe, which means boss in Spanish for the people that didn't know, and see if there's anything for me to do. Hopefully not, because I don't feel like freezing my freaking nuts off outside. I don't mind working later. I just don't want to work right now when it's really cold. All right, so first thing I pulled up, one of the guys came up to me and said, hey, the truck you put batteries in yesterday won't shut off. I took the key out of the ignition and everything, and it just stays running. So I've dealt with that before. Usually it's like a fuse box of some sort. A fuse, I think it welds shut, and then it won't kill the engine. So I need to see if I can get a fuse box from Ford. But I doubt they're open yet. It's probably going to be an hour or so before they're open, which is good. That cool with me sitting here till they open. All right, Ford dealership doesn't open till 9, and currently it's 8:25. So I decided to come to Harbor Freight and buy some Icon wrenches because they are on sale today for, I think, It's like $64 versus $127, so it's a pretty good deal. Go ahead and go in and check out all their cool stuff. Been needing wrenches for a hot minute. I've been using some crappy Harbor Freight Pittsburgh wrenches. They're just not cutting it. I went ahead and got those 2 wrench sets. As you can tell, the boxes are empty because I did this. So a lot cleaner than what I had going on before. Definitely making way with my organization here. Prior to there being wrenches in this bin, it was all pliers. This right here is basically a cluster, you know what, because I don't know where to put this stuff right now. I'll figure it out later. Scared the hell out of me. I saw smoke from down the road and I thought this thing was on fire for sure. Oh, California, just doing a freaking regen. Getting ready to call my insurance and everything. It's like, oh shit, here we go. I called the Ford dealership and their service and parts department are closed, and this thing needs a fuse box. So I'm gonna have to suffocate the engine. That's the only thing that I can do to get it shut off. You can disconnect the batteries all you want, but the alternator is what's keeping this thing running. So theoretically I could disconnect the alternator, but it's got dual alternators and I'd rather just suffocate it, I think. All right, in order to suffocate this engine, I'm gonna need to get a 7mm socket. I don't know if this is a 6 or a 7. I think this is a 7. Yeah, there we go. Dang, guys, look at how shiny that is. That's so sick. We're also gonna need this guy. Come over here. We're also gonna need this guy. And last but not least, the juice box. Good juice box. And now I need to find something flat that I can stick on the intake, basically like a clipboard or something like that, to suffocate it. What I really have that I can think of using is this, but it's plastic and it's kind of brittle, so I'm afraid of it breaking into pieces and then getting sucked into the intake. That would not be good. You have this coolant jug. I'm gonna see if that might work. It's pretty forgiving material. It's pretty flexible. Come on, die, 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 die. So close. Oh my gosh. Okay, so basically a plastic fitting broke when I was trying to suffocate the engine, and hot, very hot coolant was spewing everywhere, and I had to suffocate this thing because if it continued to run, it would have overheated and caused huge issues. This is that fitting that broke right there, broke off on the side of this. To be honest with you, you could probably take these clamps off right here and get a T-fitting and then use regular hose clamps instead of those non-reusable ones. And put this back on though, at least. Since I can't get parts for this thing, I'm gonna go ahead and just dip out. They said that I can take off early, so that way I still get a little bit of a weekend with my family. Should be nice. So made good money, did some cool stuff to my truck. I got to choke out a 6.7. It's a great weekend. I just made it home. Little woman's happy to see me. Don't fall off the bed. Come here. Say hi. 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 Say hi. Say hi. Boo. All right, you guys. Thanks for watching. Till next time. Peace out. You say peace out? Say peace. Peace.